something to witness. Quick snap and a handoff to Akers over the left side. A nice start on the ground for number 3, Cam Akers, as he picks up 15, forced out by Jair Alexander. Rams hurry it up. They make no substitutions. High snap from Shelton. Mayfield has a man and has a first down as he slings it to Van Jefferson for 17. Mayfield is not sacked yet, and now he is. Down he goes. Play made by Preston Smith.
How it might look going into next year.
Quick snap on 3rd down and 5, and wide open Romeo Doubs back healthy, ready to roll, and he's got a first down grab for 12.
At some of the wideout positions.
Toss to A.J. Dillon, first down plus. Here's Lazard as well. Watson in motion. Pass is caught. Doubs with a grab, a second catch of this first possession, good for 11. And that is what Rodgers talked
after the catch.
Handoff to Jones, right up the gut. Got 10. Robert Tonyan, the tight end, with a nice block. Another first down, and it's 1st and goal for Green Bay.
Yeah, really good. They bring in Tyler Davis here. He makes a block, and then Leonard Floyd playing a big role in that, not allowing Rodgers to get on the edge.
3rd down and goal now. Rodgers is sacked. And this defense is still playing. Leonard Floyd.
Leonard Floyd has been the one who they've been trying to replace the shoes of Von Miller, and Hoyt's done a nice job the last few weeks.
It was a loss of 11 yards on the sack.
Well, you can't use hard count.
They're down in 11. Mayfield trying to set up a screen, and it's broken up. Higbee was the target, and Enagbare was there for Green Bay to knock it away. What a nice series for the rookie.
Game plan when Aaron Donald's not on the field.
Here's a throw to Tonyan, broke a tackle and gets a first down. Troy Hill couldn't bring him down initially in a gain of 4. Under a minute to go in the opening quarter. Rodgers airs it out. Overthrows Lazard. It's a pick. Intercepted by Taylor Rapp. Lazard was wide open, and that one got away from Aaron Rodgers. At Miami and home games against the Vikings and the Lions. Handoff here to Akers, and Devondre Campbell goes for a little bit of a ride for a first down.
Getting prepared and going out and giving it everything they've got.
Play action from Mayfield, and he finds Akers out of the backfield. Cam Akers gets about 10. Lisa thanks, 2nd down and 3. Play clock was at 1. Akers able to bounce and get a first down. Ridden out by Rudy Ford, and a flag as Akers ends up into the bench. 3rd down and 7 now. Pass is nearly picked by Quay Walker. Stepped up in front of Malcolm Brown, who was the target.
Baker wanted that to happen a little faster.
33-yard try by Matt Gay, and he's able to guide it through. And this game is tied.
Good for him, and congratulations to Kirk Cousins and Kevin O'Connell.
Here's Cobb over the middle. A nice strong catch as he got hit by Nick Scott. Fake it to Dillon. Protection is good. Pass to Dillon. A.J. turns upfield. Hoyt on the tackle, but not before an 18-yard catch and run by A.J. Dillon.
After the fact, and just didn't get it out.
First down is the result, however. And a pass to a wide-open Cobb. And now he's playing outside linebacker. Pass is caught over the middle. Cobb doing everything he can, but will not get the first down as Ramsey is there eventually to make the stop, a gain of 6. They hand it, and Dillon's got it. Stay on the ground. Why not? Dillon pounding finding his way for a touchdown.
Some of that swagger that carried him so well.
He completes on third down to Tutu Atwell. And the former record setter at Louisville. Pass is caught, first down, Jefferson. Mayfield has to take off to his right, and it's thrown out of bounds. Brown, the closest target. Hit from 56 in pregame. Can he do it when it counts? Gay. Got it.
Make it 3.
That is the third field goal. They had a little laugh when Gaines got the sack at the end of the first half. Here's Dobbs. Romeo Dobbs just kind of takes a seat with a first down. Hill will get credit for the tackle in a gain of 10. Second and 11. Here's Dillon out of the backfield. Hoyt can't force him out before A.J. Dillon gets a first down for Green Bay.
Had a lot to overcome with some of the drops early in the year.
Rodgers protected over the middle. Pass is gunned in to Watson. 15 yards to the rookie from North Dakota State. Second and goal. Dillon again. He's in for the touchdown. Second of the night for A.J. Dillon.
He's up to the next level, but he fights through it.
Mayfield has to come underneath. Akers with a catch and a run way short. Up first down yardage, a gain of 7 as Rasul Douglas makes that play. High snap. Good job by Dixon to get up and grab it. And then he hits a line drive on a hop. Nixon. Keyshawn on the return. Into LA territory, and a flag comes flying on that play. It's a net of 9 yards of field position by the Rams on the punt. Here's Jones. And Aaron Jones knocked down by Nick Scott. Close to first down yardage, and he got 10.
But Zach Tom, he's got a really bright future wherever he might end up playing along that line.
Rodgers throws back to Lewis. Mercedes Lewis with a first down grab. He had completed 7 straight prior to that. Second down and goal. Here is Jones out on the edge. Touchdown. And we'll make sure he was in.
Defense, and it's why they've given up the yards they have, but not tonight. They pretty much shut down this Rams offense.
Here is Akers with blocking out in front of him and gets to the edge, hops out of bounds up near the 48, and a flag comes down.
He was done. We wouldn't see him again as a Ram.
Here's Akers with a first down plus. Down inside the 10. Mayfield, end zone, pass caught, touchdown. That's Higbee. And his first of the year.
That's just uncontested.
Extra point is no good. First round pick will go to the Lions, which is projected to be, at this point, the 5th pick overall in that Matthew Stafford Goff trade. Here is Nixon. Another big one for Keyshawn Nixon. Knocked out by the kicker, Matt Gay. Snap it quick. Rodgers with pressure. Floyd got him. And what a job by this Rams defense. 4th sack of the night for Green Bay. Mayfield got hit. Picked off by Douglas. Rasul Douglas now throws it backward for Amos. And Adrian Amos is going to be tackled just inside the 35. And the #1 seed in the playoff picture in the NFC the last 2 years. Trying to stay alive. Handoff to Jones, breaks loose. A flag is down at the 33. The ball comes out. This play continues, and it looks like a takeaway, and now flag at the end of it. On top of it is Ramsey has the ball. That's a 40-yard penalty against the Packers defense and Adrian Amos. Pressure, and Preston Smith gets to Baker Mayfield. Another sack. This half they've gone touchdown, touchdown, then a punt, and then a fumble. And their 4 possessions wide open is Dobbs. And the rookie with a big pickup. Taylor Rapp brings him down, but a 23-yard completion.
Dallas game, week 10, he still didn't know what he had in Christian Watson, if anything, but boy, he likes him now.
Rodgers keeps. There's one away drive by the Green Bay Packers after they've let the Rams hang around. Turned it over last time they had it. Pitch to Jones. 2nd and 9, first down plus. First down at the 11. They're going to mark him now at the 12, and a 14-yard carry by Aaron Jones. To try to finish what they started on this possession. They hand it off. It's Jones. He's got a first down. (24-12). That's the final here tonight. And Sean McVay and the LA Rams. No magic tonight from Baker Mayfield.